What else we got?
Now, if you thought it was difficult reviewing Last Christmas, now we have the Amazing Johnathan documentary, okay? And this is a very tricky film to review, not least because it's one of those things that I would say at the beginning, the less you know about this film, the better it is.
Okay.
And I watched this with my daughter, who said, Dad, don't spoil it for anyone. And so I'm going to
Like you do normally.
Like I do normally, okay? So I'm going to try very hard not to. So directed by Ben Berman. It's a documentary about the Amazing Johnathan, who's a magician. Have you ever heard of him?
I have not.
Okay, magician, sort of gonzo comedian magician of whom I'd not heard. Huge success in Vegas around the turn of the century. Describes himself as the Freddy Krueger of comedy. Did tricks which included appearing to scoop his own eyeball out on screen and to skewer his own tongue. You know, like I said, gonzo illusions, but comedian with some magic. And sometime around 2007, it was announced that he had a serious heart condition, cardiomyopathy. And he then performed a sort of retirement tour. And on November the 5th, 2014, in front of a live audience, he said that he had a year to live. And we see that clip. The doc picks up some years later when he's still here, still living in a large mansion with his partner, regularly smoking drugs, very hard drugs, and apparently doing okay.
Every day is just whatever we want to do.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
Well,
It's hard to get motivated when you know that every day is just going to be more of not having anything that you really have to do. So,
but it also, yeah, and it also makes it so that if you have the little slightest thing to do, seems like a real pain in the ass. Yeah. That's the curse. I mean, if we have to mail a letter, it's like, oh, in 2 days we got to mail a letter.
yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So it starts out as a doc about this outlandish character, the Amazing Johnathan, who is now apparently heading out to do some new shows. And we know about him that he's a prankster and that he's a magician, an illusionist, a storyteller, and also, therefore, an unreliable witness. And early on in the film, we see him taking a medicative pill for his illness, and he starts to appear to choke. And the filmmaker says, "Are you okay? Are you joking? Not are you choking? Are you joking?" And he says, "Yeah." And there's this look on his face. You don't know, was he joking? Was he joking? And that starts to then inform the rest of the film. And at some point, the film starts to become more a documentary about the documentary filmmaker, about his own past, about his particular desire to tell this story about a terminally ill performer and his own feelings about the fact that it turns out that he isn't the only person attempting to tell this story. And that is as far as I will go in terms of describing the rest of the film, because as I said, like Searching for Sugar Man or Three Identical Strangers, it's one of those things in which the documentary should be allowed to play its cards out. Now, I understand that there's been quite a lot of press about this, and I understand that people may already have read reviews and interviews in which they know what subsequently happens. I didn't. I knew nothing at all. And I did, watching it, go, no. And what I liked about it is, I mean, it would be very easy for this to be completely navel-gazing, to become, you know, a documentary about a documentary, wondering about the art of making a documentary. In fact, I thought it was much more than that, because I thought it became about documentary filmmaking and about truth and lying and about magic tricks and about illusion. And, you know, it does seem, particularly at the moment in which we live in a world in which people in power talk about alternative facts, it does seem to have a kind of weird resonance. It also has a kind of a very impressive final sort of third act up its sleeve, which turns it into something that I didn't expect it to go at all, and ended up leaving me feeling that it had satisfied my desire for circularity. And beyond that, go on.
Okay, I was just going to ask a question. Do you remember the movie Anvil, the story of Anvil?
Yeah.
There was a moment I remember watching that and thinking, is this a fake? Is this a fake? Is this a documentary? Yeah. Is this a drama? Is that something you can answer that?
Yes, I can answer it quite simply. There was a moment when I thought exactly that.
And we shall leave it there. Okay, well, I'm intrigued. What's it called again?
It's called The Amazing Johnathan Documentary.